Hello, BMW and custom car over fendering fans. So this thing I picked up at a local show. It's made by Error 404. I can't say. I kind of feel like I have another one that's from this brand, but I can't recall, to be honest with you. I bought this because it looks awesome in the packaging. And that's generally why I buy most of these vehicles. And then I try to learn about them after the fact. So I looked at the nameplate on this thing, since there's nothing on the outside of the box as to what's inside the box, which is kind of weird, right? Usually there'd at least be a sticker saying what's inside this carton, but I don't see that on this one. Alright. This is it's taped together. Okay, there's two screws holding this thing. Let me get a dental pick. Anyways, the nameplate, which you'll see in a second, said Zwingfilms. And Zwing is apparently an automotive tuner company, but they also document all their builds. So they have a YouTube channel with like 60,000 subscribers already. This is very loose, by the way. Don't pick it up by the cover. And then they built partially this model in reality. So this is a computer rendering. So Error 404, I think, built a model based on the rendering because it's got this rear wing thing going on there, right? But Zwing actually built the real car without that rear wing on it, and it's black instead of photo shift. So I think that's obviously a real car. That, I believe, is a real car, same thing. And that is the car in their garage, and this thing has a turbocharged engine, so it's probably pretty insane. I didn't look at the stats though. Alright, so bear in mind, this thing started out as a fictional CAD rendering, I think, and then they built the car based off the rendering, and I guess they just haven't gotten around to building that wing, because that would be relatively difficult to do. It's a two-decker wing with a third piece there. Molding that, making that would take some time, and if you're smart, they would employ an aerodynamicist as well. This is way too fragile looking to drop that antenna there. Something thin there, whatever that is. So I'm not going to take it off the base. It's got this fake carbon fiber thing that I'm not a fan of because I don't know if this is going to last a long time. I have a suspicion that's going to crack in the future. Very shiny photo etched metal plate here, so it's the E30 BMW, and there's Zwingfilms, although the eye is difficult to actually make out, or maybe it's not even there. It is there. So this colorway, only 200 of them are made. This is like a photo shift of purple to green and blue. I guess it's purple green, but to get between those two, you're going to go through blue to get there. Or blue. Yeah, I see all three colors in there. Okay, let's start with the side here. Very shiny. So the clear coat's very smooth, at least on the side. These wheels look fantastic. Let's go to the front one. So, multi-piece wheel. That center thing is a photo etched piece of metal, I think, and it's painted gold. But then there's actually a three-dimensional center knockoff. So, very nice. Maybe that is molded plastic in the middle. I'm not sure, but then you can see there's a rotor back there with the caliper. The caliper's towards the door. So, and then there's the hat as well for the rotor. So, very nicely done. Okay. The tire's totally sunken under the fender, so there's no chance that's ever going to roll. In fact, it's so screwed down to the base, you can see there's an air gap. Hold on. Right here. The tire is literally stretched out. So I got to relieve some tension here. I'm going to use a hand screwdriver to relieve some tension, because that tire is totally messed up. As long as it's not rattling on the base, that's my goal. I think that helped out. Let's see, let me zoom back in. Yeah, the tire isn't squished anymore. It's a little bit loose now, but I don't think it's going to fall off. So that's pretty nice. Alright, hold on. Okay, sorry for the zooming in and out, but it's just one of the deals I have to deal with, right? So there's printing on the side. It looks like decals. Yeah. Because you can see there's clearly a clear rectangle here with this Boss Audio Systems logo in it. Same with the Momo. You can see the clear of the border. I'm just hoping they don't crack apart in the future. They're not under the clear coat, they're on top of the clear coat. So that could be problematic. So it looks like there's a bunch of rivet marks here holding the side skirt on. The door is sticking out a little bit. There's a little key mechanism there. The fender flares here are riveted as well. Well, they have the indication of such. And the rear as well. Got all the little dots here. The side windows. Seems to be, the super thin sheet plastic, but then on top of it they have a photo etched piece of metal painted black to represent the window molding. Okay, so the mirrors are separate pieces painted black and they have reflective stickers in them. Going to the back, since we're here, we got some venting here for the back of the over fender, the tail lights. So this has normal, like BMW style taillights. The real car that the Zwing guys made, they made custom taillights which look like Lamborghini lights. You might want to look up different images or a YouTube video. But I'm going to guess maybe, well, this brand, I've seen them do other liveries already. So the other liveries are just, this wide body kit. I don't know who makes this wide body kit, if this is made by Zwing or some other brand. But anyways, it would be expected they would put them on a normal E30 with normal taillights. Okay, this one has a Japanese license plate, it looks like. The real Zwing one looks like a European plate of some sort. Alright, the tail pipes here are very round, very thin, and I'm pretty sure there's air passing in them. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if that's plastic or if those are literally pieces of metal tubing. It's hard to say. Because the outside surface is so smooth and so shiny. Whereas like the muffler is rough, right? The muffler is like painted silver. But the actual tips are so smooth, I feel like those might be aluminum. Okay. The BMW logo is like a foil sticker. I think you can read BMW. Hard to say. This rear wing. Alright, so that thing that was sticking out is actually this lower section of the wing. This is so thin, it's photo etched metal for sure. The top though is probably plastic. Because, yeah. Alright. Going around to this side. There's a little recess for the fuel filler cap there, and it is a cap. It's not a door. It's really a black. No, that cap is the same photo shift, so it's not a different color. Alright. The rear brake rotor looks good. And then the calipers towards the rear. Interesting. Okay, pretty good. Going to the front. Seems to be this wide body also has vents in the front of the wide body. And then we have what looks like tiny orange reflectors here as separate pieces. I suspect those are photo etched metal painted orange. That's why they look so shiny. But so thin at the same time. Alright, these grill things are just painted black. Those vents there, more decals. The headlights look really nice. They're separate lenses. And it looks like there's a light bucket behind them, although I'm not sure. if there's air there or if this is just resin filling in something. But there's some depth going on behind. The grill details there. The kidney grill has the silver around it. Vertical strakes are kind of muted though. In fact, the grill is kind of muted. Like, it's not as sharply defined as one would expect. I actually now am thinking this grill is a photo etched piece of metal and it's painted black. But they applied too much black paint, and that's why here it's nice and open. Here it's thick. Here it's very thick. So that's what I'm suspecting. Okay, front badge. This thing is so shiny it's hard to focus. I can't focus on that badge, the clear coat. Anyways, it looks pretty good. Decals, some bumps for the wiper ejectors. Very thin photo etched metal wiper blades. Some sort of, I'm guessing that's Japanese text on the windshield banner. That's a decal though. Okay, the blackout of the windshield is, I think, on the back side. Yeah. So now you can see some red for the safety belt buckles, so that's the nice touch. So it's just running standard seat belts, I'm guessing. The steering column, there's no wiper or turn signal stocks. I've seen that on other castings, so even cheap models have them. Now I'm trying to get through that reflective window. That window's so shiny, it's reflecting my shiny photo booth. Let me try from this side. Alright, center console is very squared off. I don't know, that doesn't look like a shifter. It's weird. Yeah, a little bit of an e-brake handle maybe? I'm not sure the logic of that shifter. I feel like an E30 would have a normal stick type of shifter, right? Alright, that steering wheel. I can't tell if there's a, yeah, there is a BMW roundel on the steering wheel itself. And, oh boy, these windows are so shiny it's hard to actually look through it. There's a rear view mirror I'm now seeing. I cannot get through that window and see the instrument cluster. I know there's a decal there, but I'm trying to show you guys. Ah, boy. Maybe here. Unfortunately now I can't zoom in any further. Got to go to the trusty flashlight. There you go. So, decal for all the instruments. They're not really lined up well though. The white has, dial is not really lined up with the gray circle. Alright. Some cushioning there. Door handle over there, armrest over there. The rear, you got this roll cage, but you do still have some seats. Yeah, the +2 seating there. So it's okay. Nothing really lacking on the interior. And the real photograph does have a black interior, so ideally I'd wish it was a different color, but I guess it's pretty accurate. Now you got this weird louvering thing on the rear glass, and that's a piece of plastic for sure. It's just really thick, so. But I don't even know if you can see through it. I don't think you can. So I don't think there's any rear window that you can actually see through. That thing's totally opaque. Yeah. I guess this doesn't bother me so much, but I think I'd rather just have a car without those louvers and have a pane of glass there. Yeah, and so this little antenna is a piece of metal. So the gold pinstriping are decals, they're not paint. It reminds me kind of like a John Player Special. So they're relatively well aligned. It's just the angle, you know, the closer I hold it, the worse it gets. But from this distance, yeah, see, depends on the angle. The double-decker wing, you lined up the gold stripes pretty well, I think. I mean, to lay the decal on so straight is not easy to do. I've decaled models before. It took like 10 hours to do my 124 scale RC body just to decal that thing. It was crazy how long it took. Alright, well, this is a pretty nice model for sure. I don't really see any defects, actually. There's just so many parts, so many little details, so many opportunities for things to go wrong, but I don't see anything wrong, so that's nice. Let's compare it to a couple other models now. Alright, I have this Mini GT E30. It's tuned by Alpina, but it looks very similar to an M3. Alright, so that's pretty good as well. Mini GT, I'm a big fan of those guys. They do most things right. Almost nothing wrong, really. I do have this Kyosho 3.5 CSL. That's the one that won the 24 Hours of Daytona in 1967, I think. And then I have this other Kyosho, an M3 GTR. Not speaking because I really can't see my camera screen. My photo booth isn't very tall. I was just hitting the focus button and praying this thing spun in focus for you guys. Let's get this thing spinning on its own. So Error 404, pretty nice model, that's for sure. I would say you guys are on par with like YM model. No major issues really. I guess the only nitpick would be this weird carbon fiber base. I just know it's gonna fall apart someday. It also looks kind of cheap because it's wrapped around a piece of cardboard, and so like right here it's not flat. I think it would be just as nice if this plastic plinth was actually just molded with a texture, very much like what Inno64 does, how they texture some of their bases, instead of this weird separate material thing that's unnecessary and probably more expensive for something I don't want. Alright, well, it's another great one. This will not, that little nitpick surely isn't going to deter me from trying your brand again. I just have to find another casting from you guys. I do find that Error 404 is more expensive than other brands. So, you know, I don't know. You guys always seem to be more expensive where I live compared to YM model. So that's why I have more YM models. So I don't know what the deal is with that, if it's just my country or you guys are just pricing your stuff higher, but you're pretty much on equal ground with that other brand. Alright, well, thank you for watching again, everyone, and I'll see you the next time to get one of these resin models in.